Good morning. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the basic concepts about critical thinking. This lesson is also given in grade 12 compulsory English book entitled Know Thyself. This is given in the first lesson of the first unit. So, what is critical thinking? What are the skills of critical thinking? Now let me share with you. First of all, you must have clear-cut concept of critical thinking. So in simple words, critical thinking means making logical, reasoned and well-thought judgments and decisions. So when we have to make a decisions, we have to think about the consequences. We have to think about the different aspects of the issue. We should use our logic. We should make a very creative decision. We should make a very logical decision. We should think about the consequences. We should think about the events. We can then only decide. We can then only come to conclusion. So this is a new type of. This is a different type of thinking. This is just contrary to our traditional thinking. And it's a way of thinking that involves observation. So before you decide anything else, you should think, you should observe, you should analyze, you should evaluate, you should interpret the issue. So in other words, critical thinking is a new type of thinking. You or we should make decision about any issue in a different way. We can follow any previous and any ideas given by other people. Our ideas should be original ones. This is called critical thinking, dear students. So I will try my best to explain it in detail later on. Now let me show you some of the things under which are related to critical thinking. See here, there are different things, there are different topics, there are different aspects related to critical thinking, like thought, critical thought, creativity, in the logic, fairness, self-correction, facts, good judgments. In the same way, there are other skills for critical thinking, like analysis, problem solving, intuition. So many aspects are required for critical thinking, dear students and teachers. Now, let me summarize the text which is given in our textbook. That is a relation entitled Know Thyself. So in Know Thyself, a student is a narrator who simply narrates what happened in his English class in his new school. So when you read the text, you will find this summary. You will find a lot of things, but this is a brief summary of the whole text. So in this text, we can find a narrator, we can find a speaker, we can find a student who simply narrates what happened in his new school, in his first English class. Most importantly, the narrator highlights how his English teacher got the students, got his pupils, students, to understand the concept of critical thinking through interaction. This is very important, dear students. We can find a lot of conversation there. We can find response of the student. The teacher asks the students to ask the student a lot of things, and the teacher gets his students to speak on different topics. But the crux of the lesson, the crux of this text is that the teacher gets his students to be creative. to be critical. So this is very important, students. So some key terms and their explanation in our lesson that is given. Precepts, their spelling is wrong here, not percepts. Okay, precepts, general rules which regulate our thoughts and actions. This is called precepts. Okay, this is very this is often used in this. This is, you can find this word used frequently in this text. Precepts, general rules which regulate our thoughts and action. This is precepts. We make some precepts, okay, to make our life, to guide our life. Some, for example, simple living, high thinking, think positive. These are some precepts which govern our daily activities. Next word is convergent thinking. So what is it's the ability to give the correct answer to questions based on established rules and logics. Convergent thinking is the ability to give the correct answer to questions based on established rules and logics. Keep in mind, this is quite contrary to divergent thinking. So in convergent thinking, what happens? We follow established norms and values, established ideas to make decisions, to come to the conclusion. This is quite opposite to critical thinking as well. Next one, divergent thinking. So it's a thought process used to generate creative and original ideas. It's contrary to convergent thinking. So divergent thinking is a thought process which is used to generate creative and original ideas. It's also opposite to convergent thinking, students. Now, creative thinking, these are the terms used in our exercise, dear students. Divergent thinking, convergent thinking, and critical thinking. And next one, creative thinking. Creative thinking is the ability to look at things differently. You think differently. This is the crux. This is the main point. The crux of this creative thinking is think differently. It's the skill of finding a new idea to solve any issue. Finding a new idea. Be original. Be creative. It involves using soft skills to come up with a new solution to any problem. So whenever we have a problem, whenever we have to solve a problem, we should come up with a new idea. We should come up with a new trick and technique. This is creative thinking. This is called creative thinking. So now, dear students, I want to share with you some skills required for critical thinking. There are so many skills, but your course, your textbook has given these 5 skills which are keys, which are very important for developing critical thinking. These skills are interrelated. First of all, you must be open in mindedness. You must be open-minded. You must be broad. You should think broadly. Okay, you shouldn't be confined to any definition, any ideas. You must be broad-minded. You must have broad mind. You must think broadly. You must expand your horizon of knowledge. Open-mindedness. After that, you need to communicate. Communication is very important. Without communication, neither we understand nor do we learn anything else. It's very important. Okay, so whatever we find, whatever we hear, whatever we read, we should make analysis. We shouldn't believe anything else. Okay, easily we should believe. We should analyze the issue, analyze the events, etc. After that, we should use, we should have to be creative. Creativity is very important. We must be creative. We must find our own idea. We must come up with a new idea. Creativity. Then after we can solve our issue. Then only we can come to the conclusion with a new idea, with a new precepts. These are the things, and this that is not an order here, dear students. Okay, this means all these skills are equally important for developing critical thinking. So, dear students, if you want to know more about critical thinking, creative thinking, you can simply comment on the comment section. Thank you for your active participation.